know that frickin' wine was so... Oh! Hey, how you doing? How you doing? All right, episode 2, a little bit about our sponsor. This is a bourbon that comes in 3 different flavors. So you see it, you buy all 3 of those bottles because, oh my God, you're gonna love it. You know what I'm talking about? It's the first thing that takes away a hangover. All right, so let's begin. All right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do today the Holy Trinity. 3 of the Italian greens that was turned on to me by my buddy Vincenzo. Now, Vincenzo and me, you know, I'm a Polak, right? So he's an Italian kid. And he says, hey, he goes, how come you eat nothing but stuff that's blah? You got no color. You got no color. It's all gray. I said, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? He says, hey, you got the Dandelion, you got the Escarole, and then you got the Rapini. Now, the Rapini, I'm telling you right now, all right? That's a baby green, all right? Now, what are baby greens? Baby greens are the little ones, you know what I'm talking about? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you how to cook it nice and quick, all right? It's all gonna be in 2 pans, so you have it done, boom, before you end up having a friend over, you're gonna have it all done and be nice. Now, the first one I would cook, all right? Mamma mia, is the Escarole. The Escarole is so light, it's so delicious, that you could just take a punch off and just throw it in your mouth and eat it. But if you do it the way I'm talking about, you're gonna have yourself a delicious green that you can throw underneath a piece of steak, throw it on top of a hamburger with a little cheese, right? A little mozz, the dark color, notice, all right? Which means it's very good for you. So, all right, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna first redo, you know, obviously, you gotta have a pan. Again, I like a pan with this because you know why? Boom, boom, boom. And then you just cook. Right in the same freaking pan and you're done. So we're gonna start off with that. Where the frick are we? So you got your nice.
Please hang up and try again.
Nice cold water. You got your Escarole, and you just, you know, put the Escarole in there. And the reason you're doing that is sometimes there's a little bit of sand, you know, there might be a little bug in there, who knows, right? But you don't want to just take it from the fridge, you know, or from the grocer and throw it right into your pan. That's just, you know, don't be a slut, all right? Very simple. This one is so simple, you know, it's easy done, boom, all right? You get it out of the oily, all right? Remember, don't knock yourself out. There's not going to be anything else with this at all. There's not going to be no garlic. There's not going to be any, you know, anything fancy. It's just a pan, you and your pan. So then we turn it on nice. We get that going so it just gets enough heat, right? We don't want it to, remember, in the Escarole is so tender, all right, that we don't want to turn around and we don't want to like burn it or make it go brown. We just want to warm it through, all right? And I'm only using this pan because I like the frickin' pan over here. I got other pans. You know, a whole bunch of frickin' pans over here. Alright, so you let that warm up nice, and this is over here. It's just sitting there. Alright, I'm not doing a ton of Escarole, right? Because I'm doing 3 greens. So I don't want to make a ton of food that I can't eat. Don't be stupid and listen to me too much, because, you know, I know what the hell I'm doing. And then you just throw that in there nice, alright? And that oil, remember, that oil is going to be the, you might say that's going to be the carrier of the heat that gets through your greens, right? Get your pepper ready. Remember, I don't use salt, but you can use a little salt if you want. You know what I'm talking about? So anyway, you just stir this through. All right, now remember, the Escarole, if you keep it moving, all right, it won't get brown on you. Sometimes it can get a little brown, all right, but you got to be careful. You're just like spinach. You know how you throw spinach in and you think, man, yeah, that's a big bag of spinach, and then you throw it in there and it's gone. So here's what you do. Just keep stirring. You take a little fresh pepper. I'm gonna get, now, you know, if this show takes off, I'm gonna get me like one of those really expensive pepper shakers. But anyway, you just a little pepper in there, nice. Okay. You just let this stir through nice. You let that oil congeal into the Escarole, right? All right. Boom. It's f***ing done. I didn't want to swear. It's f***ing done over here. And that's Escarole. All right. Now remember, when we did our episode 1, we did the beans and greens. This is a nice, easy, boom. Just the escarole. A little out of the oil. And remember, there's two types, right? This is like your frying. It's your baking. All right? This is for your, sauteing. All right? Even says here, no, I am using the marinating one. So what? I like it better than the other one. So, I don't want to even talk about it. You can hear it. You hear it a little bit of simmery. It's nice and simmery. All right? But once you get to the point where you're seeing it start to reduce, you shut it off. Then what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. We're going to put it in a container, a quart container. It usually handles this, all right? And then that just goes in the fridge. Boom. Escarole, complete. First part of our Holy Trinity, complete. Oh, my Lord. So now we get on to our dandelion, right? Now remember, the dandelion is the most misunderstood. It's the little bastard of the Holy Trinity. So you see that little end, you just cut that off, all right? You don't want that browniness. And you're gonna need to rinse this out pretty good because there's like this little sandiness that however they grow these suckers, you know what I'm talking about? The worst thing in the world, oh man, is where you cook it, you throw it in the thing and you serve it to your guests. They're all... And you're gonna want to cut them in, I'm making sure I'm not on fire behind me over here. You want to cut them in, whenever it's, where you put it in your mouth. So, all right, that's what you do. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it apart and we're gonna fill it up, all right, with hot water. The dandelion, all right, she's got a little bit of a punch to her, and she says to the people who eat it raw or try to eat it without blanching, or as we call it, boil the of it, all right, then it bites you in the ass. So anyway, we're gonna fill this up, okay? We're gonna fill it up with some hot water. Hey, and I didn't wash this pan either. All right, we're gonna fill it up, and we're gonna put it over here, and we're gonna throw the heat on it. Well, and my water's boiling over here, you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, here we go, so let's go. Now remember, your dandelions is over here. Okay, now the dandelions, remember, I'm turning that down before that thing blows up on me. Dandelions got this little thing like a little sprig of grass or something that grows in there, okay? Sometimes you get a little one, it's, a little green, it's got a little agito, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, it's just, not doing so good, so make that go away, okay? You know what I'm talking about? This is over here in the cold water, and this over here in the hot water, okay? There's a big difference because temperature, look, it's really hot over here. You take it out of the cold water, shake it out a bit, not a big deal, don't go crazy, you know what I'm talking about? And then you just put it in the boiling water, boom, okay? Remember, you got my mama over there in Florida. She's a cook. She's a Polish Italian like me, and she knows how to cook me. Yeah. And you know what you're going to do is you're going to let that boil for a good 3-4 so minutes or so, all right? And you're going to see it's going to have this green color when you're pouring it out, okay? Honest to God, it is some of the nutrients, and I do feel a little guilty about that, but, if you don't, the tartness will kick you right in the pajunas, you know what I'm talking about? So anyway, we're going to let that boil down, and I'll come back to you, okay? All right, now, remember, this is boiling now. And I got to give you a little disclosure, all right? You got to be careful, because when it is boiling, these little mini greens or microgreens, you know what I'm talking about? They're pretty freaking smart. So they end up becoming like a cap on top of a frickin' volcano. All of a sudden you turn around and whoa, it's boiling over on you, and you're like, ah, gee, Beto! And you start swearing and cursing, and then you burn your fingers, and your kids run away, and they have counseling or something. So anyway, be careful. Because they're smart little freaking greens, okay? All right, we're good. We're going to keep rolling, all right? You take it to top! Boom, boom, and it's straining time. Now, can you see that? Can you see that green? Can you see the steam and the green, all right? Remember, you're boiling this. You're boiling this. And if you notice, I left the fire on over there. That's a Stunat thing to do. Shut the freaking fire off, all right? Now remember, the bitterness is still in there, but you know what? It's an acquired taste. All right, so anyway, you got that drained nice, all right? Some pepper. And if you look at the color, you will, yeah, we'll show you the colors. Look at this color. Look at that dark green. And you know what that's doing? It's going into your blood cells. That's going into your thing over here. That's saying all the bad stuff. Look at it. It's going, whoa, there were 5 over here. Yeah, I just ate some of this over here. Now there's only 3, right? So you got to enjoy the dandelion. You put that in a container, just like you did with Escarole. And then you put it in the fridge. Boom. I'll tell you what, one of my favorites is any one of these greens for lunch. Maybe a yogurt, a couple chips. You gotta enjoy life a little bit, right? So we're gonna bring up and then we're gonna work on the third part of our Holy Trinity, the Rapini.